The Christ has done me is fired up so that he sends information back so they can use that information to make it safer for other people to travel. Do you hear what I'm saying? So the reason that I'm valuable is because I'm on a wreck. But I'm going to share that information with you.
Come on.
I'm going to share the information with you. I'm going to tell you how I got there, how I had the wreck, and how you can keep from having the wreck.
Come on.
And so God knows I'll do that. He knows I'll do that. So he's watching over me so that I can do that, so that I can share that, right? So one of the things that I've had to learn is that without faith, it is impossible to walk out what he's called you to walk out. I know it is for me. Because it gets too hard. Because it gets too lonely. You know what I mean? There's some times when I'm talking to my wife about something that I believe God is calling me to do, and she gives me that blank look like what is wrong with you? Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you realize, man, he didn't call her. He didn't tell her. He didn't tell her. God didn't tell me what he told you to do. Right? He told you to do it. Right? And so I'm the one that got the message. I'm the one that's got to walk it out. And so I have to have faith. I got to be able to believe beyond belief that God, what God said is going to happen. Well, right? I have to believe God more than I believe you, more than I believe the bank, more than I believe in people I used to wait for all the hours that never showed up. Right? More than I believe my wife who said she was coming home and cook, but she fell asleep. Right? I'm just saying, right? Faith. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. By faith, Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to the place which he would receive as an inheritance. And he went out not knowing where he was going. I'm going to share this with you guys on the side. Pastor Mary preached a couple weeks ago. Right? And she preached, and she talked about her husband who had lost a job paying a lot of money. He's making a lot of money. He had lost his job, and he got another job that didn't pay nowhere near the money. And so she was like, well, baby, what you going to do? Right? What you going to do about it? And so what he did was he sat down and he mapped out exactly what he was expecting he was going to be getting paid within 6 months. And then when he was going to be getting paid within a year. And then when he was going to be getting paid in 18 months. Now, I need to say that before she could finish this story, I was already ready. Because I knew what she was doing. I already knew. So he mapped it out, right? And so he wrote it down. And then he held it up. There's mine right there. He held it up and he prayed. He said, Lord, I'm believing you for this. You said, if I believe I receive what I pray.
Come on now.
You give me that thing.
That's it.
And so that's what I did. So on December 14th, I don't know if y'all know, but back in July, I lost my job. Right? So I've been on unemployment. And I was kind of content with that for a while because I needed a rest, man. I needed to kind of regroup. I had worked myself to death. I had worked myself literally crazy. Literally. Right? And to the point where I was not okay. I was out of my mind, right? I wasn't okay. And God brought me back, man. And then when he brought me back, he helped me to see through that experience. You know, when you work and you got a job, whatever, the biggest fear is losing that job. And that's where I was at the time. This is my experience. Maybe y'all already been through it, maybe you've never been through it. But at the time, I had a job that was paying me more money than I'd ever made in my life. And I had these visions of all of the stuff I was going to do, right? And I was working myself into the ground, trying to make sure that I held on to this job, right? Because I thought that's what I needed to do. I had stopped trusting God, and I had started moving on my power, right? I ain't that strong. I'm not that strong. Now with God, I'm strong. I can't be defeated, right? And I'm confident in that. Amen. But on Micheal power, I'm gonna run out of gas. And that's what happened. That's what happened. That's what happened. When you go on your own power, sooner or later, you get wore out. And I got wore out. So anyway, I lost my job, I'm on unemployment, and I'm cool with that. And what I learned is that the world didn't fall apart.
Come on.
They didn't repossess the car.
Come on.
I didn't get evicted.
Come on.
None of that stuff that I had fears about even happened. As a matter of fact, a couple months ago, all of a sudden, I looked up, me and my wife looked up, and all the bills were paid. And I was like, I started counting. Because it's like, this don't even make sense on paper.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense. And I was like, baby, did we pay it? Yeah, we paid that. Did we pay that? I kept thinking that it was something we must have forgot because we still got a little money, right? Where did a little money come from? Something ain't paid, right? But everything was paid, right? And so I learned through that real simple message. My job is a resource. My source is God. My source is God. My job, the little shows I do, those are resources. Resources. Understand the language, right? It's real simple when you slow down. When I slow down and really take a look, right? It's God sending sources through another hand. Resource. He's the source. Those other things are resources. I'm going to give it to him so he can give it to him. I'm going to give it to her so she can turn around and hang it off to her. Right? I don't give it to this brother because he's going to slip it to TV over there in the corner. Right? Resource. Amen? So she's preaching this message and I start writing this declaration. And it's dealing with a few things in my life personally. But one of them was I knew God was dealing with me and I knew it was time for me to go back in. Because I can only stay idle for so long. And I wasn't idle, I was actually working. God had to remind me of that later, but I was working. People were sending me work, man. I was doing the show all the month of December, they paid me. You know what I mean? I've been working with one of the brothers at the church who calls me every time I need some money, I swear he does. I don't never ask this dude. I never say, hey man, you got some work? Never. I just sit back and Lord, you know what I need. Thank you, God. I almost call him God sometimes. Oh God. Right? Because that's how it's been happening. That's how it's been happening, you know. And I don't even ask him how much you're going to pay me. Nothing. I've never asked him. I don't even know how much he pays me. Honest to God, if you ask him right now today, he'll tell you. I've never said, well, listen, how much does the job pay? And when is payday? Never have I said that. God just sent this man into my life at a time when I needed him, and he has been a reason.